57802, Strickler, LCTA video presentation. Cell phones, are regulations in order. The audience is consisted of non-specialists. The purpose of this presentation is to inform the audience of cell phone concerns while driving and hope that they reevaluate their own habits to create a safer environment for all. Good afternoon. My name is Steven Strickler. Show of hands, how many of you have been driving down the road and had to make a sudden counter move because the driver of another vehicle tried to invade the space you were occupying while you had a cell phone up to your ear? Cell phone use while driving can be a risky task. This brings me to my thesis statement. Because using a cell phone while driving can be a dangerous distraction, governmental agencies should exercise the possibility of regulations that would restrict the use of cell phones, if not ban the use totally while driving. Bringing this information to the forefront of people's minds, I feel, is very important. We will touch on the following areas: cell phone history, driver inattentiveness and cell phone use, accidents and cell phone use, forms of distractions, motorist opinions, solutions, and their effects. Cell phone technology started in the 1940s, and in 1983 the FCC granted its first commercial license to AT&T. In the early 1900s, the novelty of cell phones began to pick up steam, and by the end of the 90s, the growth was spectacular. This growth migrated into automobiles, and as of 2006, approximately 212 million people own a cell phone. In 2001, 25 to 30% of documented accident police reports were due to inattentiveness of some nature. In 2006, a study suggested that 80% of accidents and 65% of near accidents happened within 3 seconds of some kind of inattentiveness. 8% of drivers whom own a cell phone are using the device while driving. With exact accident totals being unavailable, studies point out that motorists who use cell phones while driving are 4 times as likely to have an accident that is serious enough to injure them than those that don't. This is true for all age and gender groups. A 1997 study suggests that 10 to 1,000 fatalities per year are associated to cell phone use. A 2004 Harvard University study suggested an increase in that number to 2,600 accident fatalities and 330,000 accident injuries per year that are associated to cell phone use while driving. To bring this number into perspective, 6.5% of the 40,000 automobile fatalities each year are associated with cell phone use while driving. There does appear to be a risk of accidents associated with cell phone use. Given that actual data is inconclusive as to the sizableness of the problem, this lack of data should not be interpreted to mean that the problem does not warrant regulating. Industry officials contend that potential driving distractions come in limitless forms. Common distractions are eating or drinking, kids, radio operation, and yes, cell phone use. Why is cell phone use by motorists at the forefront of the driver distraction debates? Latest research shows that cell phone use while driving may not be the most dangerous distraction, but because it is the most prevalent, it is by far the most common cause of distracted driver accidents and near accidents. Telematics, which are DVD players, computers, and navigation devices, are migrating into automobiles and soon will mirror the concerns of cell use while driving. There is a difference though. Unlike these other driver distractions, cell phones require motorists to cognitively interact with the device, often for long periods of time. Our brain has limited ability to absorb and remember detail when it is overloaded with information. This effect is called inattentive blindness, which contributes to the deterioration of our driving skills while on the cell phone. A lot of drivers believe that commute time is wasted time. It allows for us to be more productive. by using our cell phone during this time. Drivers also feel that cell phone use while driving is not any more dangerous than other distractions. Drivers feel that regulating the use of cell phones while driving would be a violation of their freedom and rights, but yet 1 out of 3 motorists say cell use while driving is the #1 annoyance. With that in mind, 43% still use a cell phone while driving. A 2000 study conducted by AEI Brookings Joint Center for Regulatory Studies states that 60% of all cell time is used while the owner of the device is driving. In 2004, the largest cell use increase was for young adults aged 16 to 24, doubling from 4% to 8%. And most of these people use cell phones while traveling alone. While 65% of motorists want some form of regulation, 29% don't feel the need. Motorists need to understand that their primary responsibility while behind the wheel is the safe operation of the motor vehicle. Hands-free devices. Are there advantages? A study in Japan and North Carolina stated that the use of hands-free cell phone devices would result in a 15% reduction in accidents. Now, in 2005, NHTSA and Virginia Tech Transportation Institute research suggests that hands-free results are not as great as expected. Inattentive blindness still plays a factor because the driver is cognitively interacting with the device regardless if it is hands-free or a handheld device. A total ban would see about a 0.9% to a 4.1% decrease in accidents with $20.4 billion net loss in economic value annually. This economic setback will far outweigh the personal benefits. Large cell phone carriers have offered resistance towards the total ban, yet have recently backed off due to talks of hands-free requirements. The federal government is taking the hands-off approach and letting states regulate the issue. States are looking into the concern of driver cell use and are taking a more active role in collecting data. As of 2005, 20 states require data collection by law enforcement agencies. Most common form of state regulation is for hands-free devices. As you can see, there are many concerns associated with motorists and cell phones. Motorists' main responsibility is control of the vehicle. Driver inattentiveness and cell phone use are related. There are many types of distractions, yet cell phone distractions are the most prevalent. Overall, there are mixed feelings by drivers. They want regulation, but they don't want to lose their freedom. Solutions? Hands-free versus handheld. Is there really a true solution? As you can see, educating drivers will be a good start in regulating motorists' cell phone use. Yes, cell phone use while driving is a concern, and if drivers want to maintain their privilege of using a cell phone while driving, they need to act more responsible. Drivers need to allow for their selfishness to be thrown away and do what is right for all.